The Prisoner of Zenda, Chapter 2. It was a very strange feeling for me to be standing in a forest in the middle of Ruritania, in front of a person who looked exactly the same as me. For a few minutes, the future king of Ruritania and I stood looking at each other in silence. Then I bowed to him, and he finally spoke. "Colonel? Fritz? Who is this gentleman?" I was about to answer when Colonel Sapt stepped forward and spoke quietly to the king. As the colonel talked, the king listened patiently, staring at me now and then. While they were talking, I examined him carefully. He certainly looked very like me, although there were some differences. His mouth was perhaps less wide, and my face was a little thinner. But in most ways we were identical. Colonel Sapt stopped talking, and the king suddenly began to laugh loudly. Then he stepped up to me, still laughing, and said, "It's good to meet you, cousin. You must forgive me if I seem surprised, as it's not every day that you see your double." "I hope you're not angry," I said. "Whether I like it or not, you can't help looking like me." "No, I'll happily help you. Where are you traveling to?" "To Strulsau, sir, to the coronation." The king looked at the other two men and smiled. "What would my brother Michael think if he saw us two together?" he cried. "But, sir," said Fritz von Tarlenheim, "I don't think it would be a good idea for Mr. Rassendyll to visit Strulsau now." "Really?" "What do you think?" the king asked Colonel Sapt. "I agree. He mustn't go," said the old soldier. "Don't worry, sir. I understand the problem," I said. "I'll leave Ruritania today." "You don't need to go now," said the king. "Please, first you must eat with me tonight. You don't meet a new cousin every day." "Remember, sir, that we have an early start tomorrow," said Colonel Sapt. "We can still eat well," said the king, "and good food is more important than sleep. Now, Mr. Rassendyll, what's your first name?" "The same as yours," I answered, bowing again. "Come, then, Cousin Rudolph. I don't have a house here, but I'm staying in the place my brother Michael uses for hunting. It's not the palace that I'm used to, but it will do for a few days." So I walked with the king for half an hour through the forest, talking happily until we reached a small wooden hunting lodge between the trees. The king's personal servant came out to meet us. The other servant was the mother of Johann, the man who I had met earlier at the inn. "Is dinner ready yet, Joseph?" the king asked the servant. The servant said it was, and showed us into a dining room where a table had been laid out with generous amounts of food. After my walk, I was hungry, so I ate a lot, and the food was delicious. But I noticed that Colonel Sapt and Fritz von Tarlenheim did not want to eat too much because of the events the next day. "The colonel and I have to leave here at 6 tomorrow morning," Fritz explained. "We ride to Zenda and return with a guard of soldiers to take the king to the station." "It's very good of my brother to let me use his guards," said the king. "But, Rudolph, Forget these two men. We don't need to get up so early, so eat more, cousin." We continued to eat, and Joseph continued to bring in more food. "The Duke said I was to give you this at the end of your meal," said the servant, putting some cakes in front of us. "Well done, Michael. He knows me well," said the king happily, and he ate the cakes hungrily, as if they were the first thing he had eaten all day. I ate one of the cakes, but I had really eaten enough, and when the king seemed to have finally finished eating, I asked to go to bed. That is all I remember of that evening. The next thing I remember, I woke up suddenly, covered in water. I looked up and saw Colonel Sapt standing in front of me, with Fritz von Charlenheim next to him. "That wasn't funny," I said, when I realized the colonel had thrown water over me. "Nothing else would wake you up. It's 5 o'clock, said Sapt. 5 o'clock? But it's early and—" "Rassendyll," said Fritz in a worried voice, "you must come and look at this." He